Hi, Miss Mayo here. I am just going to take a moment to show you how you might create an image using your Google Slides, or rather just a Google slide. Oftentimes we think of Google Slides as a way of just making presentations, but I find it can be actually really useful. I find it easier to use than Google Draw when making some sort of image that I might want to share. So just first things first, don't choose one of these cheesy. Simple light or simple dark is fine, but these are very cliche looking. They scream like I did not try, and I just chose a theme from the sidebar of Google Slides. Don't do that. So I am going to suggest that you choose either simple light or simple dark, or just a solid color background of some sort. And then when you are ready, of course, you can add text, but you can also add all sorts of different shapes. When you add a shape, you can make it whatever size you might want. You can have it filled or transparent. You can have um, a thick or a thin border there, and basically just go ahead and play around with it and use what you need, what works for you. You can also insert a table or a chart, a diagram, all sorts of options. One thing to note is this format options here. And you can do all sorts of things with your format options. You can change up the size, which is actually easier to just do this way, but that is an option if you are adding an image and you want to mess around with the size or the positioning. You can have a shadow. I find that this is actually really useful, particularly if I'm using any sort of textured background. Having a shadow looks tons better than adding like a highlight behind something, and it helps your text to stand out. So if you're adding text on top of something, dropping a shadow behind it can be really useful. Another thing to note is that when you go to share this, now obviously when you want to just share an image, just doing your share settings and sharing it is not going to have the results that you're going to want, because basically once I share it with somebody, I can share it so anybody can view it, whatever. But basically, once I've done that, what they're going to see is going to look just like this screen. It's going to have the sidebar. It's going to have all these things. It's not going to look as crisp as you might want. So the best thing to do then is to come over here, go to File, Publish to the Web. Since you're just creating one slide, it doesn't matter how you audio advanced slide, because it's not going to do that. And then just click on Publish, and then you're going to just go ahead and embed this into your website, or you can link it. But if you have like a button that will link it, if you just grab this web address, and then it will open up looking like this. Obviously, yours will be a little bit more detailed. However, that means that basically when they see the image, they're going to see the whole thing on their whole screen will have that image, and it will look really nice. And this really gives you a lot of versatility. This really gives you a lot of versatility to, and I just realized because I had chosen just that window, you did not see what I saw. However, basically it just will show you this part, this section, the whole picture, not the background noise. So anyhow, that will allow you to create whatever you want on that slide, and then share it as an image, which is very, very cool. Um, and it's pretty freaking easy. You have lots of options when creating this image, but this is one that I think is really kind of fun to play around with and rather easy. Let me know if I can be of any assistance to you, and happy creating.